There's a moment that happens to almost everyone who visits Brighton for the first time. You drive in, you're not quite sure what to expect, and then you turn towards the water and Presqu'Isle Provincial Park opens up right in front of you, and you just stop. And you think, why does nobody talk about this place?
I'm Lorraine Prada, and alongside Mark Prada, we're Team Prada Real Estate. We've been the top awarded real estate agent and team in Trent Hills and Northumberland County by Royal LePage Direct Equity from 2010 to 2025. Today, we're giving you the real honest guide to moving to Brighton, Ontario in 2026.
And Brighton deserves a proper conversation because it keeps getting lumped in to just another Northumberland County town. It's not. It has its own identity, it has its own energy, and a very compelling argument for why people need to be paying closer attention to it right now.
Brighton sits on the north shore of Lake Ontario, roughly halfway between Cobourg and Belleville. Population around 12,000. It has the classic small town Ontario character, but with something most small towns simply do not have. Presqu'Isle Provincial Park right on its doorstep, and the one thing changes everything about lifestyle here.
Presqu'Isle is genuinely remarkable. It is a peninsula that juts out into Lake Ontario with sand beaches, marshland, and incredible birding, hiking trails, camping, and some of the most dramatic lake views that you will find anywhere in this part of Ontario. Brighton residents drive 10 minutes on a Tuesday afternoon. That gap in lifestyle value is something buyers need to sit with when they are comparing towns in Northumberland County.
The downtown core in Brighton is worth talking about specifically because it punches well above its size. Independent shops, local cafes, a real community feel along Main Street. People who live here are invested in it, and it shows in the businesses that are opening and staying open.
The Brighton Farmers Market is genuine community gathering point through the season. Local produce, fresh food, and weekly rhythm that pulls the entire community together in a way that you cannot replicate with the big box stores. And the agricultural roots of this area run so deep with the farm stands along the county road, apple orchards, local honey, everything you associate with real rural living in Ontario.
And speaking of apples, Brighton calls itself the apple capital of Canada, and they are not wrong. The apple orchards around Brighton were spectacular, especially in late summer and fall. Families drive from hours away for apple picking season. When you live here, that experience is just part of your autumn. You stop at an orchard on the way home from wherever you were, and that is just a Tuesday in October.
The Legion in Brighton is exactly what you'd hope for in a town like this. It's active, it's community focused, and it's a real gathering place for people who live here their whole lives. If you are moving from a city and you want to feel connected quickly, the Legion is always the answer in these towns, and Brighton is no exception.
Now let's talk honestly about who is moving to Brighton right now, because the profile has shifted noticeably. We are seeing a strong wave of people coming from the GTA and Durham region who have done the math and realize that what they are spending on a semi-detached in Whitby or Ajax gets them a detached home with a yard and a garage and a 10-minute drive to a provincial park in Brighton.
We are seeing a lot of retirees and pre-retirees making this move specifically because of the lifestyle combination Brighton has to offer. The lake, the park, the walkable downtown, the healthcare system access with Campbellford Memorial Hospital not too far, you got Belleville General to the east, and it hits the checklist for people thinking long-term about where they want to age well. And aging well in a place like Brighton looks pretty extraordinary.
Remote workers are a growing part of the equation too. Fiber internet has improved significantly across Northumberland County and Brighton specifically. People who realize they do not need to be in the office 5 days a week are discovering that their Toronto salary goes extraordinarily far here, and their quality of life goes up in ways they did not even fully anticipate until they made the move.
We're not just seeing retirees and remote workers. There's been an influx the last 4 years or so of families coming into Brighton. We're seeing a lot of the school systems, the ratings are getting better. We've seen a lot of strength happening in Brighton with families. It's not uncommon to now go to the grocery store and you will see a mom and a dad and their 2 or 3 children walking around, where before it was mainly retirees you were seeing. One thing we always have to circle back to is let's talk about the real estate numbers, because this is where Brighton gets interesting. In 2026, you are generally looking at entry-level detached homes starting in the mid to upper $500,000-$600,000 range, depending on the condition and location. Move-up homes with a little more land, updated interiors, bigger lots, you're moving into the 6s and low 700,000 mark, and anything near the water or with a view towards the lake carries more of that premium price hold like it would anywhere. These prices kind of generally hold extremely well over time. You'll see those price points going into the mid to high 800,000 range up to 1.1 range.
What I always tell buyers looking at Brighton is to think about the value of the lifestyle infrastructure that already exists here. Presqu'île is not getting built. It has been there for decades and it is protected forever. The lake is not going anywhere. The apple country character of the area is not manufactured. You are buying into something real and established, and that matters enormously when you think about long-term value.
Are there trade-offs? Always. Brighton is quieter than Cobourg. The restaurant scene is much smaller, and if you need a wide variety of shopping and services immediately at hand, you're going to be driving to Belleville or Cobourg. For some people, that's completely fine. For others, it makes things a little bit challenging. But for most people making this move, that trade-off is not a sacrifice, it's a genuine part of the appeal. Less noise, less traffic, less stimulation overload, more nature, more community, more space to breathe.
And here's the Northumberland County context that matters for anyone seriously considering Brighton. You are not isolated out here. Cobourg is about 25 minutes west, Belleville is about 35 minutes east, Peterborough is under an hour north, and Trent Hills, our home base, is about 40 minutes northeast through some of the most beautiful countryside in Ontario.
Trent Hills specifically keeps coming up for Brighton buyers who want more space, more rural character, more waterway access, the Trent Severn Waterway, the Crow River, the boating and fishing culture in Campbellford and in Hastings. Different experience entirely from the Brighton Lake Ontario lifestyle. We have had buyers come in specifically for Brighton and end up in Trent Hills or vice versa. The whole county is extremely connected.
And with Norwood growing rapidly just north of the county, new housing, new families, strong community infrastructure, the entire pocket of Ontario surrounding Brighton is on a trajectory that buyers who move now are going to feel very good about it in 5 years. The window of affordability and availability in this region is real, but it is not permanent.
If Brighton is on your radar, or if you are just starting to explore what Northumberland County has to offer, we would genuinely love to be the ones to show you around. There is nothing more than we enjoy than taking buyers through the entire county and watching the moment it clicks for them.
Absolutely. We are Team Prada Real Estate with Royal LePage Terre Equity, and Northumberland County is our home. Every road, every town, every hidden gem. We know it and we love sharing it. Reach out anytime. Check out the links in the description and we will help you find exactly where you belong in this county.
Subscribe for a new video every week and we'll see you in the next one.